Dr. Akmal, before we start, is it okay for me to mix the language between Bahasa Indonesia and also English?
Yes, can.
Okay, terima kasih.
No problem.
Yes, okay.
Can you see my video?
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Your video cannot appear in the screen. So it is like a black screen from me, from here. Okay, Dr. Akmal, actually, we have invited the students in the bachelor and also in the master degree program in Universitas Islam Malang, but still 10 students joining our agenda, and we'll be waiting for them until 1 o'clock so that we can open our international guest lecture with the director of the master program in Universitas Islam Malang.
May I leave first because I think I need to change my laptop because my current laptop cannot be used camera. So I leave first. Give me around 3 to 5 minutes, and I will sign in again.
Yes,
So
that's
sorry,
okay.
so sorry.
Yeah, that's okay, no
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be waiting.
All right, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay, good afternoon, Dr. Akmal.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I'm so sorry, your voice is not clear. Okay, can you please try again?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear from here.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning. I'm sorry, good afternoon, Dr. Akmal.
Good afternoon.
All right, so it's clear then. Thank you very much. Okay, Bu Farah, can we start or we'll be waiting for other participants coming here? Okay. Prof. Masud izin memulai.
All right, you can start now. Thank you.
Okay, for your information, untuk memberikan informasi kepada para peserta yang telah hadir Bapak Ibu, bahwa untuk mengakomodasi komunikasi antara speaker dalam international guest lecture dan juga peserta nanti akan saya modifikasi, akan saya mix untuk dua bahasa, yaitu bahasa Inggris dan juga bahasa Indonesia. So I have confirmed to Dr. Akmal that he will be okay for mixing the language between bahasa Indonesia and also English. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, good afternoon, selamat siang Bapak Ibu, juga seluruh hadirin atau peserta dalam International Guest Lecture. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asyrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Amma ba'du. Yang terhormat Direktur Pasca Sarjana Universitas Islam Malang, Profesor Haji Muhammad Masud Said, MM PhD. Thank you very much for your coming. And then Ketua Program Studi Magister Pendidikan Matematika juga alhamdulillah telah hadir bersama kita, Ibu Dr. Hajah Suryasari Faradiba MPD. The Honorable, the respectable, our keynote speaker for international guest lecture, Dr. Nurul Akmal Md Nasir. He is now currently the senior lecturer in Mathematics Department, Faculty of Education, University Teknologi Malaysia or UiTM. Yang kami hormati para dosen di lingkungan program studi Magister Pendidikan Matematika, juga yang telah hadir pada kesempatan siang hari ini, mahasiswa program sarjana dan juga mahasiswa program magister di lingkungan pendidikan matematika Universitas Islam Malang, juga beserta seluruh tamu undangan yang kami hormati. Syukur alhamdulillah, marilah kita panjatkan kepada Allah Subhanahu wa taala puji syukur yang telah memberikan kita semua nikmat karunia sehingga kita dapat menghadiri kegiatan The International Guest Lecture on Intellectual Science and Mathematics Program with the theme Improving Students' Interest in Learning Science and Mathematics dalam keadaan sehat walafiat. Salawat dan salam semoga senantiasa tercurah limpahkan kepada junjungan kita semua Nabi Agung Nabi Muhammad SAW. Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, and also our keynote speakers, thank you very much for coming to this agenda. Terima kasih sudah hadir dalam agenda siang hari ini yang diselenggarakan oleh program studi Magister Pendidikan Matematika, program Pasca Sarjana Universitas Islam Malang. Saya Fepti Smiatun selaku MC dan juga moderator yang akan memandu dan juga menemani kegiatan International Guest Lecture dari awal hingga akhir nanti. Baik Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, sebelum kita mulai kegiatan pembukaan, marilah kita bersama-sama membaca suratul Fatihah atau Ummul Quran ala hadiniyah wa ala kulli niyatin sholihah al-Fatihah.
A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Iya kan aku jadi bangsa.
Amin ya rabbal alamin. Terima kasih Bapak Ibu beserta seluruh hadirin yang kami hormati untuk menambah keberkahan rangkaian kegiatan kita mulai awal hingga akhir. Marilah kita bersama-sama melantunkan sholawat Nuril Anwar. Sallu ala Nabi Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Nuril Anwar Wasiril Asrari Watiyatil Ayat Miftah ibadi Yasari Sayyidina wa maulana Muhammad wa alihi wa ashabil adadani amillah wa ibtoli adadani amillah wa ibtoli.
Well, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, the following agenda is the speech from the director of Magister Program Universitas Islam Malang, and in this good opportunity, he also will open officially this international guest lecture. Please welcome Professor Haji Masud Said PhD. The time is yours.
Thank you, Mbak Fepti Ismiatun, and everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Prof.
Respectable Dr. Nurul Ahmad Akmal Md Nasir from the Faculty of Education, University of Technology, Mara. Respectable Dr. Suryasari Faradiba, and as the Director of Postgraduate Program, it is my pleasure to address you today and discussing essential aspect of our program, guest lecture on improving students' interest in learning science and mathematics conducted by the postgraduate program, Magister of Mathematics. Unisma Malang. I am not from mathematical science, but as far as I know that mathematics plays a crucial role in the advancement of knowledge and driving innovations. Science and mathematics, as we all know, may be one of the most basic and most important in the scientific world discoveries, such as the theory of formulation, developing models that explain natural phenomena. Especially today, in the complex world, science and mathematics help the scientists to make formula. And then mathematics can also further critical the giving of the students, giving capability to the student, and then by applying mathematical principle and techniques, they can analyze and solving the problem. Unisma Malang and the postgraduate program of Unisma Malang always welcoming everyone, faculty member who would like to enhance the capability and quality of academic science, including in mathematics. And I thanks very much for this event, the collaboration between Unisma Malang and also University of Technology Mara. I think we all know we have been collaborating for this year, and I have visited the university together with my colleges, faculties member, and also the dean, and also Bu Dr. Faradipa Surya Sari. I think it is very important for the continuation of our collaboration. Again, thank you very much, Pak Dr. Nurul Akmal Md Nasir, for having us, and then will giving us some knowledge about how to upgrade the science and mathematical. The problem is still how can the students understand about this? When the students understand deeply about the importance of mathematics and science, I think they will love this subject, mathematical subject, and also everything related with this matter. Again, as the director of postgraduate program of Unisma Malang, thank you very much for everyone. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dari Malang. Saya sampaikan terima kasih atas kehadiran, kesediaan, dan saya berharap mudah-mudahan bermanfaat bagi keberlanjutan kerjasama kita dan peningkatan kualitas akademik, kualitas penelitian, kualitas luaran, dan juga kualitas kelembagaan. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Professor Masud Said, for your speech and also opened officially our international guest lecture. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu sekalian, alhamdulillahirobbilalamin, demikianlah rangkaian kegiatan pembukaan untuk kegiatan international guest lecture telah terlaksana dengan sangat baik dan juga lancar. Alhamdulillah kita juga pada sesi kali ini, as we have finished our opening ceremony, it means that we will move forward to our main session, which is the presentation from our keynote speaker. Okay, I think everyone has known him very much. So he is Dr. Akmal Nasir ya. Let's greet together. Hello, Dr. Akmal. Can you
Hello,
please say hello?
Assalamualaikum. Hello.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon from Indonesia. What time is in Malaysia?
Again?
What time is in Malaysia?
Oh, what time? 2:13. 2:13
Okay,
Malaysia.
yes. Okay,
Apa kabar,
so
Bro Masud?
Baik sekali.
Ya.
So I think Indonesia is now 1:15 as well. So you are 1 hour behind.
Oh, yeah, 1 hour behind.
Thank you.
Ya.
Sehat.
Sehat.
Dokter Akmal ini punya darah Indonesia, Mas Yan, Mbak Feby.
Oh ya. Oke. Ya,
Darah Madura.
Oh,
Sama dengan
Madura.
Prof. Masud.
Oh,
Okay,
itu ya
so you
posisinya.
have Madura stripe ya, suku Madura.
Madura itu juga luar negeri loh dari Indonesia.
Itu
Okay,
moyang atasnya.
I see.
Oh ya, nenek moyang. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Akmal, for coming here in online platform on Zoom meeting. Thank you very much to meet our lecturers and also students in the Universitas Malang, especially in mathematics department. Okay, so it is my honor and my privilege, of course, to welcome you in our agenda. And Dr. Akmal, please allow me to briefly read your curriculum vitae.
Okay.
Because we need to inform to the participants in relation to the background of the keynote speakers. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, allow me to read the curriculum vitae of Dr. Akmal. So Dr. Akmal has the complete name Nurul Akmal Md Nasir. Am I right?
Yes.
So as I told you in the opening that he is a senior lecturer in mathematics department, Faculty of Education, University Technology Mana or UiTM Malaysia, and his expertise in the field of education with a special focus on science and also mathematics. He has been teaching mathematics for 10 years in UiTM and graduated his master in UiTM as well, and now he is currently finishing his doctoral degree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the journey of his career, he earned some prestigious achievement. He successfully won the gold medal. Wow, it's very amazing achievement at the International Invention, Innovation and Design Expo in 2021. And then the gold medal in the International Exhibition Symposium on Productivity, Innovation, Knowledge and Education in 2022. And then the gold medal, the third gold medal is at the Invention, Innovation and Design Exposition 2016. Also, he earned the silver medal at the third Invention, Innovation and Technology Competition in 2021 and the International Invention, Innovation and Technology Exhibition in 2017. Then Dr. Akmal also has published around 12 articles in a very reputable journal, which are funded individual or in the internal institution and national grant. So what we have just now about his achievement is so amazing. Okay, so Dr. Akmal, it's so honor for us to have you here as our keynote speaker. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am Feby Smiatun and I am the moderator for this international guest lecture. Before we start, sebelum kita mulai, I will share with you some housekeeping notes ya before we begin. Jadi akan saya informasikan beberapa hal yang perlu diperhatikan oleh seluruh peserta international guest lecture. Yang pertama, Mohon pastikan mikrofon Bapak Ibu dan seluruh mahasiswa dalam keadaan mute ya, dalam keadaan muted. Nanti jika ada pertanyaan Bapak Ibu dan partisipan bisa unmute mikrofonnya sehingga bisa bertanya secara langsung, secara live conference on Zoom, atau nanti Bapak Ibu dan juga peserta bisa memberikan pertanyaan melalui chat box yang disediakan oleh aplikasi Zoom. Lalu Bapak Ibu, kami mohon partisipasi dan keaktifan Bapak Ibu semuanya for your engagement ya, so that we have meaningful and crucial discussion to make our event run successfully. Okay, so Dr. Nurul, we will have 1 hour presentation. Okay, so 1 hour for presentation and 30 minutes for having Q&A session or discussion with our participants. And at the end of our program, Ibu Farah as the head of the study program will share with you in relation to the product or the output of our agenda. Okay, well, without further delay, Dr. Nurul will have the presentation about the intellectual science and mathematics programs, improving students' interest in learning science and mathematics. Okay, at your convenience, Dr. Nurul. Okay, at your convenience, Dr. Akmal.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Moderator Fepti Asmiatun.
Yes.
Respectful, dear Prof. Masud Said, as a Director of Postgraduate Program, the respected Head of Department of Master of Math Education, Dr. Surya Sari Faradiba, all professors, all lecturers, and all the postgraduate and also undergraduate students. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. First of all, I'm very honored because the UNISMA like to invite me to become a sharing session. I call it like sharing session lah. I think all of us, I got a little bit experience conducting the intervention and also innovation, how we can tackle the student interest towards science and mathematics. I think we can share together. So I think what we call as a sharing session about improving students' interest in learning science and mathematics. Okay, like the moderator have mentioned just now, my name is Akmal Md Nasir. MD is called Mat. In Malaysia, MD is Mat.
Okay.
Md Nasir. Okay. All right. So this is the guys lecture, and I think like the Prof Maksud said, upgrading knowledge. Info. I think it's not upgrading the knowledge lah. It's about a sharing session. It's more santai sedikit. All right. So let's start. Before I start with the lecture about how we can improve the initiative that we've been done by the faculty and especially in my department to improving the students' interest in learning science and mathematics. Kata orang Malaysia, tak kenal maka tak cinta. So let me introduce first about myself. Like we mentioned just now by the Miss Moderator. My name is Mr. Nur Akmal Md Nasir, and basically I forgot to update my CV. I'm not a 10 years experience. I've got 12 years teaching and learning. My interest of research is in terms of pedagogy, okay, pedagogy, and also about teaching and learning mathematics, and innovation in teaching. And the current one is related with the STEM education, because in our departments we are start move forward in what the initiative and what is the innovation that we can do for the STEM education. So for untuk maklumat ibu-ibu dan bapa-bapa, Faculty of Education consists a variety of the expert, and total up we have 92 teaching expert. Ini buat mereka yang tak datang, tidak hadir ke fakulti kami hari itu. So we got 92 teaching experts, which is lecturers, professors, and associate professors. And basically, we have 7 undergraduate programs, consist of science, mathematics, visual art, physical and health education, also TESOL. And basically, we have 4 master program, 1 master in by research and 1 PhD program. And we're looking forward to offer to the society and for the others related with the ECE, which is early childhood education in the future. Our target is next year, And basically in early childhood also, we are focusing in science and mathematics. Right, now let's move regarding the topics today related with how we can improve the students' interest in learning science and mathematics. Before we are talk about that, let's go through several issues that I have determined based on the literature, all right, and based on my experience related with the issue of teaching and learning in science and mathematics. Basically, in Malaysia, what the challenge and the problem currently is related with the decline of the student interest in learning science and mathematics. Okay, why we say that? For your information, our government have aimed the ratio of 60-40 for the science stream when they enter to choose their streaming when they have. Okay, in Malaysia, basically we have two type of school, meaning that primary level and also secondary level. So for the primary level, we are focusing on the basic of the science and mathematics and until they have entered for the secondary. And then we have for the secondary level, we have lower secondary and upper primary, when they go to secondary, which is 16 and 17 years old, they have started to choose they are started to choose their aliran we call as a streaming, which is either science stream or literature streams. If we have science, therefore our government target to become 60-40, meaning that 60 for the SNT, science and technology, and then 40 for the literature. However, based on this blueprint, we still not achieve. And what we are frightened to us, when the time goes by and year by year, the dropping percentage of the students who choose a science streaming have been low. According to the Academy Science Malaysia, in 2016, they have found that only 20% of in each average in every school, only 20% of the students have choose a science stream as their future career compared to the literature, which is 80%. And this is very frightened to us as a science and technology department. And for your information, what based on the literature, what makes the students don't want to take the science and mathematics subject as their future career because they think that science and mathematics subject is a very abstract content, the abstract knowledge. And due to that, they are feel quite difficult to understand the concept related with the science and mathematics. And interest is one of the attitudinal and influential variable that are predictor of the student achievement in learning avoidance of the learning mathematics according to the SING 2002. And because of that, apart abstraction mathematics causing low interest student experience, anxiety about learning mathematics also has contributed to disliking the subject according to the summer 2020, meaning that the math anxiety also influenced the student interest toward the subjects. In based on the Tien and Ong 2015 have pointed that the mathematics and science anxiety and self-efficacy did affect a Malaysian student's performance. Okay, for your information, in the several past year, we in Malaysia we have do the semakan, or we call as we have reviewed our curriculums, because based on the TIMSS and PISA result on 2015 and 14, we have found that our students have faced difficulty in solving a HOTS problems, meaning that they cannot answer the problem solving question. Due to that, our government have decided to go through and review back the curriculums and embedded and strengthen the HOTS element. Due to that, some of the students are feel difficult to further in science and mathematics because they cannot answer the HOTS problems, and they also instead of selain daripada mereka merasakan konsep yang related with the science and mathematics in their subject is very difficult. So meaning that
Recording in progress.
meaning that one aspect that they have declined to further or they are not interested with the mathematics and science due to their anxiety toward the subjects. And then, according to Makmin et al. 2021, have found that cognitive engagements, effective engagement, and behavioral engagement and are related with the mathematical achievement, meaning that we as educators, science and mathematics educators need to think how we can engage to the students with the lesson, with the subjects, in order to enhance and to develop their interest. Because based on the literature also, meaning that we need to cater their emotion, which is their effective, how their cognitive is related with their how they're thinking and the behavior, what they in order to improving their future performance in science and mathematics. And the other issue related with the science and mathematics, we need to strengthen the teachers and educators science and mathematics. Therefore, the current Prime Minister in Malaysia, which is Datuk Sri Dr. Anwar Ibrahim, have mentioned and stressed to the Minister of Education in Malaysia, we need to do something, and they have said to the MOE, which is Minister of Education and also Minister of Science and Technology, to find a new approach to attract the students to have interest in mathematics. Therefore, we need to make sure that our teachers have the necessary skill and training to effectively teach mathematics and science, because they are very crucial, important elements in order to improve the student interest. Dalam kata lain, hendak mengubah pelajar, kita perlu menguatkan guru dan guru memahami bagaimana untuk mengajar. Meaning that we need to empowering the content knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, and also pedagogical content knowledge of the teacher. Okay, and one aspect that we need to focus is actually we need to ensure that the teacher must be very resourceful. Because why the teacher must be resourceful? Because they need to diverse the learning style. Students currently have a diverse learning style and ability, and resource teacher can adapt their teaching methods and material to cater to these differences, ensuring that all students have the opportunity to learn effectively. Like science and mathematics involved with the many complex concept. Therefore, the teacher need to know how the diving learning style and very topic and concept, meaning that science and mathematics encompasses a wide range of topic and concept. Like say from algebra to quantum physics in terms of physics. And being resourceful, the teacher allows to find or create engaging resources. Example, the activities to make this concept to more accessible and relatable to the students, meaning that the teacher know how to interconnect it between all the concepts. And the teacher also must be a resourceful because they need know how to relate the content or the concept involved in the mathematics and science, how they can engage the concept with the application in a daily life, and also how they can integrate the content with the other subjects. And therefore, to do that, the teacher must be very resourceful. Other than that, we have ensure that because we are in the faculty of education, we will ensure that the teacher that we have produced must be very enthusiastic and also energetic, because currently many of the students are very distracted. They are quickly to distracted by others. Therefore, in order to avoid the distracted for others, the teacher must be energetic, and his energy infectious and makes learning exciting to the student. And we also believe that the mathematics and science must be approachable and supportive. Like I mentioned just now, science and mathematics consists a very abstract and quite complicated concept. Therefore, the supported system is needed for the student to furthermore and excellent in this subject. And last but not least, we also to ensure that the teacher must become very creative and innovative. Creative and innovative here means that their approaches, what is their teaching aid, and how their strategy in teaching in the school. in the classroom. So let's talk about what is interest. When we talk about interest, based on the literature, Hidi and Reininger has stated that interest is a psychological state of affective state related to the engaging with or having subjective experience in learning a particular content. And according to Ainley, 2006, interest is subjective experience in learnings. Based on these two statements, what we can conclude that interest is related can be described in one word, which is engagement. Engagement of the student, engagement of the student with the material, engagement of the student with the subjects. So these two things is very important when we teaching the student with the science and mathematics. And the interest in mathematics is an effective state of being engaged in mathematics learning whereby students enjoy learning processes, because our aim to make sure that the students engage in the lesson because to ensure that they enjoy, and indirectly it will improving their attitudes. And we hope that, and many literature and many scholars have argument that there are positive correlation between students' attitude with their performance in science and mathematics. So, like I mentioned just now, student interest is related with emotional. Okay, so emotional is important in the well-being and teaching and learning in mathematics, according to Hernandez, Hera 2023, the current one. And the student interest is related with the student anxiety. Okay, and basically what have frightened to us, somehow, if we are not cater this from the root, I mean, kalau sekiranya kita tak menjaga mereka ini daripada awal, perkara ini akan membiak sehingga mereka memilih kursus ataupun program apabila mereka hendak masuk ke universiti nanti. So, if this happen, then we don't have much talented pool of the science and technology and also mathematics. So, meaning that the pool of the professional in terms of science and technology will be decreased. So, they are affected to us. So, our aim here, we need to tackle of the students starting from their primary until they are enter the students into the secondary level, either lower secondary and also upper secondary. Because as I mentioned just now, after they have entered to the secondary level, when they are 16 years old, they are started to decide what is their streaming, either science stream or the literature stream. And basically, the second part that we need to aware regarding with the students improving the student interest is actually the achievement. And there are a lot of study have proven that student interest and achievement is very related. Meaning that if the according to the Hans and also use and sing, interest the role of the mathematics learning. Meaning that the interest have drive the students' interest and achievement in the science and mathematics. And this have some scholars, such as SOA 2012, have found that student interest in learning is one of the contributing factors to successful academic performance. And like I mentioned just now, the interest is very important things to drive the student academic choices and self-regulated learning. What's interesting that I can share in terms of, I'm not mistaken, 2016 or 2015 teams result in Malaysian report, they are negatively correlation, which is the student have scored a good achievement in their science and mathematics, have not indirectly correlation with their achievement, meaning that tidak semestinya attitude-nya bagus, performance-nya bagus. Namun, some of the scholars have found that perkara ini hanya berlaku kepada mereka yang sudah bagus. Membawa maksud, okay, it means that some of the good students, they never care either their attitude good or not. However, the students are who are not high achiever, meaning that who are struggle to learn science and mathematics, their performance in science and mathematics can be related with their attitude and interest toward the subjects. Okay, toward the subject. So meaning that our focusing here, of course, the lower performance students lah. because the high achievement, they have score, meaning that, of course, they are aim what they know, and they know what they want to do. And basically, all the good students in Malaysia, they will choose the science stream compared to the low achiever. So our concern here now is to enhance the lower achiever to have a good interest towards science and mathematics, and indirectly, after they have improved their science and mathematics interest, and therefore their achievement also in these two subjects also become high. So, as an educator, what we have suggest. So, as a suggestion, to be as a mathematics and science instructor or educators, we are suggesting 8 elements. For the first one is as a future teacher, we need to have a creative, we need to create a positive learning environment. What the meaning of positive learning environment? Meaning that establishing classroom atmosphere where students feel safe, respected, and valued is essential. A positive and supportive environment encourages students to engage with the mathematics without fear or judgments, meaning that the student willing to engage with the lesson because they feel safe and they feel enjoy toward the subject. The second one is building students' confidence. We, as a future teacher, please bear in our mind, we need to build up the student confidence first, because many students struggle with science and mathematics because they lack confidence in their abilities. Tidak bermaksud mereka tidak mampu untuk melakukannya because they are not confident. Past experience of when I do some activity with the school students, most of the students can do and can understand with the content and with the concept. However, they are not confident, they are lack of confidence to do the questions. And after that, when the time goes by, they have low interest because they have low confidence to do the subject. And teacher can help boost students' confidence by providing positive feedback, recognizing their efforts, and acknowledging their progress, and no matter how small it is. And the third one, please ensure that we're making science and mathematics content relevant. This means that teacher can demonstrate the real-world application of mathematics, such as the trigonometry, diagram Pythagoras. What is the application in daily life? So showing how math is used in their everyday life, careers, and various fields of science and engineering can help students see the relevant and important of the subject. Because when they can see the content relevant of the matter of the subjects, meaning that it comes, they are valuing the contents. Maknanya sekiranya setelah mereka memahamkan konsep dan mereka mengetahui konsep tersebut dekat bersama mereka dan perlu digunakan di sekeliling harian mereka, makanya dia lebih menghargai ilmu tersebut. And then, as a future teacher also, we need to please bear in our mind, we need to employ a variety of teaching methods, because some of the science and mathematics concepts is very difficult and somehow they are very dry. Some of the students just think that it need to be memorized, and please avoid that. What we can do as a teacher, we can employ a variety teaching method and resources such as hands-on activity, games, puzzles, and embedded also some of the technology element, such as for the mathematics, we can use a GeoGebra, MATLAB, and so on, and can make a math more interesting and accessible. This method can cater to different learning style and keep students engaged. All right. And number 5 is, I think, we need to fostering their curiosity, meaning that the inquiry toward the subjects, meaning that recognizing that each student, meaning that encouraging students to ask questions, explore mathematical concept and science independently, and investigate problems that interest them can nurture their natural curiosity and passion for the science and mathematics. And we are try to do the hands-on activity and try to make it a constructivist approach, problem-based approach, and many more. And other than that, we also can embedded the emphasizing the problem solving element, because science and mathematics cannot be separate with the problem solvings. Like our mathematics, like us mathematics, we cannot divide ourselves with the polyar stages, which is 4 stages: understanding the problems, devising a plan, implementing the plan, and look back. The well-known problem solver in the world. And math is more, science and mathematics is more than memorizing formulas and procedures. It's about solving real. Teacher can focus on developing students' problem-solving skills, which are not only crucial in mathematics and science, but also in their life. So, like I mentioned just now, our aim is not other than tap their interest, we also tap their skill in problem solving. And as a mathematics and science instructor, we also need to put a lot of effort how we can make our lesson is fun. And meaning that we can incorporating fun and interactive activities into our lesson, so that we can create a positive environment, and we can create positive association related between the student and the subject. So math games, uh, group projects, and also group works can challenge the student and make them enjoyable to the subject. And last but not least, I think we need to have an integrated concept when we're teaching science and mathematics. Integrated here means that we need to connecting the concept of the science and mathematics on solely to the subject. I mean here, if we're teaching mathematics, please just focus on math. We can integrate with the science, and we also can integrate with the application in daily life. If we can do that, therefore, the student can see the applicable, can see the wider the applicable of the content. All right. Due to that, I will share to all of you the 3 initiatives have been done from our department, which is Science and Mathematics Department, Faculty of Education, UiTMs. So the first initiative we call as Intellectual Science and Mathematics Programs. All right. The number 2 is Fun with Math. And the latest one we have just created last year and started do a pilot study, and having started this year at the middle of this year, we call as Math Marvel. So I will go through one by one. So let's take a look first the program. So before we go one by one about the program, I will share with what the initiative that what we do, our pre-planning. Before we go to the programs, we have preparing the facilitator, because our faculty is a faculty of education, and we are training a future teacher. Like my department, I'm training a mathematics future teacher, and this program involves science and mathematics department. So what we do, we train our students to become a facilitator, which is we are focusing right now among the undergraduate students. Okay, like I mentioned just now, we need to ensure that our students, I mean here our undergraduate students, as a future teacher, must have a content knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, and also PCK, pedagogical content knowledge. All the theories and all the elements related with the teaching and learning they have learned in their classroom. However, some of them cannot integrate and cannot connect whatever theory they have learned in their class with the application in daily life. Meaning, I mean here our undergraduate student, how they can do the constructivist method, how the cognitive learning theory relate in when they are teaching mathematics, how they can do a reward and punishment, and how they can do. So therefore, all these elements we are emphasizing and empowering our future teacher during this program. Instead of they have learned in their lecture hall, in their tutorial class about all the related with the pedagogical elements, we also empowering our student with the self-confidence presentation and communication, idea and creativity, and plus NLP, neuro-linguistic program during this program. Meaning that this program is a outside, they are extracurricular during the weekend program outside of the classroom. So we train our undergraduate student to become a facilitator. So to ensure that when they are in practice during our program, they are very excellent facilitator. And we award our undergraduate student with the certificate of the facilitator. And basically, the trainer of the facilitator program is actually me and also science department, because several of us have qualified what we call uh, certified facilitator at the outside of the university. So this is our pre-plan before we go for the program, right? After we have trained the program, trained the facilitator, so the same students, undergraduate student or same facilitator, we will bring them to the program. So the first program is actually we call as intellectual science and mathematics programs. Okay, this initiative have been done and been developed and been created by science and mathematics lecturer. And we have piloted this program first before we are commercialize it. This ISMP, or the short form is ISMP, is a special science and mathematics program designed specifically for the primary school students to learn in such a way that could cultivate their interest towards the subjects, while helping them improve their knowledge in the subject areas. Like I have mentioned just now, kami punya hasrat adalah, our aim here is to tackle until the root of the students, meaning that kami mula menjaga student punya interest bermula daripada mereka sekolah rendah, meaning that 10 to 12 years old, so that if after when they are still young, they are got the interest toward the subject. We hope that when they are move forward, they start to learn more about and more explore about the science and mathematics. That's our aim, and that is basically about this program. And basically, these activity design are derived from the content covered in the science and mathematics curriculum, meaning that all the activities consist in this program is related with the science and mathematics curriculum in our syllabus, Malaysian syllabus. So we go through first all this curriculum in our science and mathematics, and then we come up with the several activities related to science and mathematics. And this program emphasizes the application of science and mathematics, in which students will be exposed to learning experience require them to participate in hands-on and outdoor activities, encourage the integration and application of their prior knowledge. And that's why for this program, we have 3 themes. I mean here, our approach is 3 approach. The first, our aim for this program is actually first one, mastery, penguasaan, meaning that to strengthen the student knowledge regarding the science and mathematics. Number 2 is about exploration. All the activities involved in this program is emphasize about the exploration and related with the curiosity. And we also ensure that all the activities involved in this program consist the excitement to the student, because according to Ken Robinson, we believe that the curiosity is the engine of the achievement. And we want to make sure that the student have the curiosity to drive them to learn more about the science and mathematics. And with the slogan, we fun with maths and enjoy with science. Our theme here is in this program, and fun with maths, enjoy with science. So this is the example, this is the objective of the ISMP. Okay, the first one, increasing student interest in the subject of science and mathematics through outdoor activity. Number 2, boosting students' motivation to study science and mathematics. Number 3, strengthening the understanding of the science and mathematics concept among school students, because kami bukan sahaja aktiviti itu seronok, kami juga memastikan para pelajar ini belajar dan memahami konsep yang terlibat selepas mereka mengikuti program bersama kami. Because instead of doing the activity is hands-on, the student at the end of the activity, we have a assessment to the students. Because to ensure that the student know what they have learned. Because we want to know what is the level of how they are gain the knowledge related with the science and mathematics after finish experience the program. And number 4, the aim of the ISMP is to providing comprehensive exposure to the application of science and mathematics in student daily life, because we believe that the student need to know how they can relate the mathematical science and mathematical concept they have learned with the application in daily life. And lastly, our aim to improving student achievement in science and mathematics. So you can see here, these several picture of the activity that we have done with the students. So this is our facilitator wearing the coat, lab coat. This is a science subject. Mereka bermain tenting. And then all involved with the hands-on and also curiosity with the student. So this is a several montage, one sample that we have did for ISMP program. Let's watch.
Dr. Akmal, I'm sorry. Can you please share the sound of the video?
That's the example of the video and where the activity involved with the ISMP. Now, let's go for the second initiative. We in mathematics department, Faculty of Education, what we do to culture the student and nurture the student interest towards science and mathematics. So in our department, we have invented two products, and we have implement and practice these two products in program of Fun with Math. We call as Fun with Math. And during this Fun with Math, we will apply, or we will conduct activity involved with these two products, which is invented by our lecturers and our professors. So the first product is called as Matzel board game, which is invented by our Professor Pamjit Singh. And the second product is MathZap game card. And basically, both product is to enhance student numeracy in mathematics. So these two products we have do with the students, and our aim is to ensure that the student enjoy learning mathematics through games. The fun with math is actually learn mathematics through games. So let's go for the first product, how it will be played. And this is for the Maxwell board game. How the Maxwell play. It's like a Scrabble, the board game of the Scrabble, but in mathematics. Okay, this is a Maxwell board game invented by our Professor Pamjit Singh. Okay, now let's go to for the second game card have been produced by our department, MaxZap. So, both card have been used for the fun with math programs. So I like I mentioned just now, in order to enhance to the interest toward the mathematics, we must to ensure that the student engage with the lessons. So what our aim here to motivate students to engage to the lesson by through the game. And while we construct the game is a traditional method here in a tangible product, is not in terms of technology or online system, because we want to ensure that the students are mingle around with their friends. They need to communicate with their friends. If they are playing with their parents, they will communicate with their parents. And we believe that engagement also involved with the communications. So that being stressed for this game. That's the reason why we come up with the tangible product for the game. It's not in terms of online or in terms of iPad or tablet. So let's take a look how what we have when we apply to the school students. Hmm. So the boys one, the girls, you can see how they play and how their emotion when they start playing the game card. So what we have found that when the students start to play the game card, they have improved their attitude and interest toward the subject. This the current one, after we have do the experimental study between the students who are play the game card and learning the numbers through the traditional methods. We have two groups of students, which is control group and also experimental group. During around 10 weeks, sorry, 8 weeks playing the game cards, we have found that the experimental group have significantly improved their interest in learning mathematics compared to the control groups. So it means that the playing the game card affect the students' interest in mathematical subject. So you can see here how the students very enjoy and how they are happy, and they will motivate them to learn mathematics in the future. And we hope that this emotion, this effective will be sustained until they become adults. Right. The last one, the third initiative have been done by our department is called as Math Marvel. Math Marvel is like a ISMP, which is Intellectual Science Mathematics Program. However, Math Marvel is focusing on the secondary level. Compared to the ISMP, we are focusing on the primary level. However, Math Marvel, we are focusing to the secondary level. For your information, what we have found, the post-pandemic situation in Malaysia about the mathematics is actually the student have very low uh, background, very low achievement and low foundation in mathematics, especially algebra. This is what the feedback we gain from the teachers in school. The student don't know, even though they are uh, secondary, I mean here, even though they are 14 and 15 years old, the basic algebra also they cannot do. So based on this feedback by the teacher, and somehow many of the student also doesn't after the pandemic COVID-19, many of the student are reluctant and don't want to learn mathematics anymore because they don't want, they did not know what is the application of the mathematics in their daily life because of the pandemic. Due to that, because they are in Malaysia, we have MCO, Movement Control Order, meaning that mereka perlu duduk di rumah, tidak perlukah. Sama lah seperti di Indonesia pun saya rasa tidak boleh duduk rumah. So therefore menyebabkan mereka hanya belajar semata-mata dan tidak mengetahui apakah kegunaan matematik itu untuk aplikasi seharian. So what we do, a same mechanism we have emphasized in the ISMP, which is mastery, exploration, excitement. We bring to the secondary level, but we enhance the content lah. But for the Math Marvel, our focus is algebra and numbers, and also the application of the mathematics in the daily life. So in this Math Marvel, we relate such as the theorem of Fibonacci theorem I think some of you know what is Fibonacci theorem, the sequence of Fibonacci. And this sequence, we believe that is very close with the humans and very close with the nature of our world. So dekat dengan kita. So at the same time, we try to relate the knowledge with the God. Kami cuba dekatkan juga para pelajar ini. Ilmu yang mereka belajar ini sebenarnya ada ilmu Tuhan. So supaya pelajar ini lebih menghargai ilmu yang mereka sepatutnya belajar. So this is the some picture that we have do with the school students. So like this one we call a tenting, and this one is related to strengthen the students' knowledge about the algebra. Sambil mereka bermain tenting, sambil mereka belajar algebra, basic algebra. How we can do the algebraic expression during the playing the game card, sambil bermain game tenting. Yang ini pula mereka belajar empowering the multiplication table, sifir. Okay, and then the third one, this picture involved with the problem solving element. And this is the foundation of the mathematics, which is about mass, bracket of, and we are threaten the student with the mathematics, because what we have found that many of the students nowadays are have low foundation of mathematics, especially when they conduct the operation, when involved with the mixed operation, such as bracket, division, multiplication, of and operation of addition and subtraction, even though they are in a secondary level. And then you can see here, the top four here is actually the activity related with the Fibonacci theorems. How we relate the Fibonacci theorem with the how it's related with the nature. Okay, how it relate with the orange and somehow, and also how the Fibonacci theorem inside their body. So that's the feedback that we get from the student. What we got from the student, they are very impressed how the mathematics is actually inside their body. That the feedback we got from the school students, because sebelum ini mereka tak pernah tahu yang matematik ini berada di keliling mereka. So at the end of the program, barulah para pelajar ini sedar yang betapa pentingnya matematik kepada mereka. Okay, this is a sample video for the Math Marvel. Okay, I've enjoyed to watch the video. It's actually an anthem ceremony for our program to embark their motivation at the beginning of the program. This one we play a game of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with the students. Okay, that is for the Math Marvel. Now, we're at the end of our lecture. So what I have shared just now, so what I can conclude, in order to give the student interest, we believe that instead of we are focusing on the classroom methods, as a teacher and as a mathematics educator, we also must plan the hands-on activities to be carried out with the cooperative learning that can influence student interest in learning science and mathematics. Because when they are cooperate with the students, with their peers, with the teachers, and also they are engaged, meaning they not only with the peers, with their friends, they also engage with the materials, they also will engage with the teacher, they will engage with the surrounding. Automatically the engagement will relate with their cognitive, engagement of their behavior, engagement with their emotional, and our targeted and our target to ensure that the student engage more in the mathematics and science subject. And basically, increasing student engagement is very important. To attractive activity need to be prepared to engage the student to learn and mathematics. Therefore, teacher must be creative and always look forward for innovative approach how they can make sure that the students are engaged to the lesson and activity related with the science and mathematics. Why? Because we want to make sure that their students are valuing the content and they value and they know what the applicable of the content. Therefore, the student need to be exposed the application of knowledge, and therefore they will valuing about the knowledge, science and mathematics. And last but not least, activity prepared not only focusing on the student interest, bukan sahaja menjaga hati keseronokan mereka, kita perlu juga memastikan whatever we have did with the student must also involve with the thinking process. So we believe that when we conduct science and mathematics, several process must be involved, such as problem solving skill, problem solving process must be emphasized, manipulative skill must be emphasized, metacognitive must be emphasized, and also last but not least, science also must be processed for the science. And because sekiranya mereka ini hanya bermain and we are neglecting the process involved for the lesson, meaning that the student just only play, they not learn. So benda ini perlulah seiring, must be parallel each other. Instead of interest we must also to ensure that the student are empowering and strengthening their knowledge related with the subject. Dalam kata lain, mereka juga perlu memahami apa yang perlu tahu so that they are know what they have learned. So for your information, based on the experience that I have shared just now, we have do a scientific study also, meaning that before we conduct the program, and after we conduct the program, we are reflecting our program. And from that, we are publish the articles. You can see here, the first one, Intellectual Science and Mathematics Program. This is ISMPJS I mentioned just now. So we have been published on 2016. And basically, for the whole program, we are focusing in 3 aspects. The first one, as mentioned just now, we are producing a future teacher. So that's why we are expose our future teacher with the real experience in the school. So that's why we bring our undergraduate students to the school and do the activity, science and mathematics activity, so that they can see, they can feel the actual environment with the school student. And therefore, from that, we can do a one study, meaning that we look what is the enhancement, what is apa yang peningkatan yang berlaku di kalangan bakal-bakal guru ini. Itu first aspect we can study. The second aspect we can study is actually related with the activity or the programs that we have prepared. I mean the modules. Okay, like I mentioned just now, we have three programs, which is ISMP, Fun with Math, and also Math Marvel. All the activities and all the material that we have used for this program, we do a study, meaning that we ask the students how they are feeling, how their attitude, how their achievement after after gone through experience this program. Okay, the third one is actually it's about the material and so on. And the third one, you can see the achievement or what is the related with the students. I mean the participants of the student. What happened is that their interest have improved, their achievement have improved. So what the improvement have been, we can discover from these participants. That also can be measured. So from our experience, whatever we do for our programs, whatever initiative that we want to introduce to the school or in our faculty, these three aspects we will focus, which is our undergraduate student, how their achievement, how their penambahbaikan yang berlaku di kalangan mahasiswa kami. Yang kedua, how our materials, how the product that we have invented, and the last one, how our program contribute an effect to the society and the community. So that's why this is the all several article that I can share with you lah. There are ada lagi sebenarnya. So this is several that I can share with you. Sebentar ya. So itu sahaja daripada saya. So if you have any questions, you can email to me. I will have your question. You can ask by today. If you're in the future, if you have any question or any collaboration, just email to me, nurulakmal@uitm.edu.my, or you can WhatsApp me at +6019 304 3619. Like Dr. Farida keep WhatsApp with me lah. All right, I think that's all for today. I'm very happy to share my experience, what I have with all of you.
Okay, very nice presentation from Dr. Akmal. Okay, so I will give the opportunity. Saya akan berikan kesempatan to all the participants to ask question while live on conference, or you can just give your questions in the chat box. Yes, any questions? Bapak Ibu bisa raise hand untuk bertanya atau bisa menuliskan pertanyaan di chat box. Ibu Siki sepertinya siap dengan pertanyaannya. Oke, silakan Ibu Siki.
Hello, Mr. Dr. Akmal.
Hello, Doctor.
Okay. I want to say about I want to ask some question for you. Many Indonesian students feel that mathematics is a scary subject. How to change the student mindset about it, and how to foster the curiosity students if they don't like mathematics. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Faradiba. I think this problem is not only happen in Indonesia, in Malaysia also. Seperti yang saya bilang tadi, it become worse after the pandemic era. We can see that obviously most of the students are reluctant to study science and mathematics, and that's what the complaint that we got from the teachers. That's why we, as in a faculty of education, as a sebagai tanggungjawab kami kepada society, that's why we come up with several activity. For my personal view for that, that's why to become if they are teacher, they can motivate them at the school. We as a higher educator, what we do before we start with the program, we will ensure that we have a good bonding with the students. So that's why you can see at the beginning of the video just now, we call as a entrance anthem for our program. So we start dance with the students because we start with the game. We not teach directly to the student. The modus operandi that we have implement in the whole programs in my program, we start with play the games or dancing with the student first. Tapi bukanlah dancing seperti di kelab malam, bukan. It's very minimal minor movements, and it's a motivational song, and we keep using a Gemuruh Jiwa song sing by Faizal Tahir, Malaysian singer. So it's very motivation song, and therefore from that the student will do together with us, because we in term of we call in NLP we call as a repo to build up the repo with the student. So after the students and us have built up a repo and very good bonding, we start do the activity with the students. And we start with the very minimum yang relate with the content. Like I mentioned just now, we ask the student to play a tenting. You know what is a tenting? Yang lompat-lompat kotak, lompat-lompat. Kalau di Malaysia kita panggil tenting. I'm not sure in di Indonesia kita panggil apa. Tapi di Malaysia we call it,
Engklek.
engklek. Yang ada
Yeah,
petak-petak
engklek.
lompat-lompat baling batu.
Yeah.
So what we innovate from that, bermain engkleng itu dan bermain bersama algebra. Like the picture and the video that you have saw just now. So we created the activity yang pelajar bermain tanpa dia sedari dia sedang belajar. Kemudian kami explain selepas mereka bermain, kami explain pula sebenarnya ini adalah ini. X tambah X, awak akan mendapat 2X. Oh, baru dia sedar. Oh, okay. Sebenarnya benda itu simple. So apa yang kami cuba buat adalah we tap first the fun with the student. Supaya mereka nampak, oh ini sebenarnya mudah. Tapi we start with the very basic concept first. And then baru kita start build up, go to the deeper concept and more complex concept lah. Baru sebab kami tidak fokus dulu kepada yang the hot problem and so on. Sebab pelajar yang basic, yang foundation pun pelajar sudah tidak mau belajar. Ini kan lagi yang involved with the hot problems. So what we do, we start with the fun dulu, build up the bonding with the student. After they have made a trust with us, we start introducing a game with the student. Sebab what the observation that we have observed among the young generation just now, they love to play game. Sebab itu, I believe in Malaysia, commonly all the students suka bermain Mobile Legend dan sebagainya, bermain handphone. So dalam kata lain, mereka ini suka bermain. So apa yang kami buat, kami introducing game sambil bermain. And then sambil tu kami membuat juga positive reinforcement. Dalam psikologi kita panggil positive reinforcement. Macam saya kata tadi kan, ada yang kami we are introducing the board game and also Madzap card game. So kami bermain bersama pelajar, even though dia dah main, and then we ask the student, okay now, we learn first. Allah cikgu kena belajar pula. Okay, you want to play? Yes, learn first. So dia start, okay, dia tak tahu. Mereka perlu belajar, barulah mereka boleh bermain. That also part of that. Because we put, because one thing, according to the scholars, game is actually got one element we call as addicted. Permainan game ini, dia seperti narkoba. Di Indonesia kita panggil narkoba ya. Di Malaysia dipanggil dadah, drug. Lagi bermain, segitu nak main lagi. Mereka bermain dan mau bermain lagi. So itu konsep yang kami ketengahkan di jabatan kami. Main sambil belajar. Kemudian bila dah okay, barulah boleh fokus lah one thing selain pada game. And then we also embedded also curiosity with the student. Because we believe that the student don't want reluctant to learn the subject because they think that the subject is not related and is not applicable with them. Mereka merasakan konten tersebut tidak penting buat mereka. Logik kan? Sebab tu yang saya emphasize just now, we need to nurture the student with the valuing of the mathematics. Sebab itu, seperti dalam ISMP, Intellectual Science Mathematics Program, yang kami ketengahkan one of the activity we call as a shopping with mom. Shopping with mom. In that module, we consist one activity yang saya namakan sebagai shopping with mom. Sebelum ini, in that activity, we give the students, the primary student, standard 4 to standard 6, actual money, a replicate money, duit sebenar tapi yang tiruan, dan we open a several stall and ask them to buy the listed material. So they go there and they try to negotiate. They need to negotiate to get a less price. Communication and engagement with the seller, and they need to know what is the meaning of discount, what is the meaning of the actual price involved with the mathematics, and they need to do the calculation. And all the material tu is actually a barang sebenar. Sebagai contoh, mereka mau membeli nanas. Dia perlu membayar kepada seller dan dia akan dapat return balik duit yang sebenar. So there is we call a simulation when they going to the shopping. And because in Malaysian country, some of our students, some of our children, they not follow their parent to buy the glossary, membeli barang-barang dapur. Pelajar kami tidak mengikuti parent mereka di Malaysia. Ada yang tidak mengikut. Dan ada some of them, mereka punya orang gaji, we call as bibik, yang belikan barang untuk rumah mereka. So, when they do the activity, when they did the activity, they feel enjoy and they start to valuing the money. Mereka do the simulation tanpa mereka sedari, they have learned about the mathematics, they have learned about the discount, they have learned about the actual price, and they start to do the calculation of the money. That is some because and they start after that some of the curiosity happen. Apa berlaku sekiranya we start embedded the curiosity among the student. And in terms of science subject also, we do several experiment. We do a dough, what you call in you know what is a dough? Donut. We do a cooking donut together with the student, and instead of just do a cooking, we tell the student what is the mechanism, what is the role of the ingredient inside when they are cooking, such as soda berkonat yang we call penaik, what we call in I think soda berkonat, yang in Indonesia I don't know what it called, serbuk penaik.
Permipan.
Mungkin lah. So basically, the student doesn't know what is actually the function. So we explain this to the in terms of scientifics. Oh, okay. And then after that, it will plant the curiosity with the student. Oh, ini function ini. Selama ni mereka tak tahu apakah kegunaan benda ini di sekeliling mereka. So bila mereka tahu, oh ini adalah benda-benda ini adalah berdekat di hati mereka, makanya mereka ini lebih menghargai ilmu tersebut.
Thank you very much for your explanation. Oh, I have final question.
Yes, Doctor.
How we can get a math puzzle or math card from you?
Oh,
I'm very interested with it, with this game.
Actually, we can post. Basically, it's okay. Kalau we look first what the price if you want to post, or might be you want to come Malaysia, or we go to them. Might be in the future we can bring that lah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right, okay, Doctor.
Okay, thank you Bu Siki. Sudah terjawab ya Bu Siki. Okay, Dr. Akmal, we have questions in the chat box from Ibu Suryasari Faradiba. Kira-kira di usia berapa mulai diperkenalkan matematika di Malaysia?
Okay, di Malaysia kami mempelajari matematik di usia early childhood.
Yeah,
But basically not, early childhood, meaning that all the numbers have been introduced with the students. Okay, starting, I can say that starting in year 4 years old, in early childhood, 4 years old. But basically only the foundation, only the numbers and so on. And basic operation, which is some of the kindergarten have introducing the operation of addition and also subtraction.
Okay, so actually the implementations of mathematics lessons is almost similar. In Indonesia,
yes.
also implemented in the early childhood or in the preschool. So the
Yes.
students were taught about mathematics, how to count 1, 2, 3. Okay,
But we have started introducing the complex, such as the algebra X and Y, only when they are enter for the secondary level.
All right.
All the X and Y unknown number, we start introducing on secondary, not primary.
All right. So in Indonesia is in middle school and senior school, yeah.
Oh.
A more complex lesson of mathematics. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Akmal, for your response. Okay, we have another question, and it is sent to privately in the chat box from Ibu Fadila. Okay, so in what ways can technology and digital resources be integrated into math instruction, especially in the university level, to overcome the children's anxiety? In your perspective, how to yes, integrate technology in the university level?
For me, when the students are entering for the tertiary level, they are, I think, my personal view, they are more motivated compared to the school students, because sekiranya mereka tidak mahu belajar, makanya selepas sekolah mereka terus bekerja. If they are enter for the tertiary level, means that they are passionate to further in a professional level, meaning that they want to more study about the mathematics and science. So, like in our faculty, we embedded technology during mathematics, learn about the complex subject, such as we have integrating the GeoGebra and also MATLAB during they have learned uh, calculus, algebra, differential equation, and so on. So from that, if you go through some of the scholars, and also in term of in YouTube also, and you can Google some of the reference, they are manual how we can embed the MATLAB and also GeoGebra in term of coding and so on, integrating input the curiosity. Example about the function, and also maximum and minimum and maximum values. So some of the student doesn't know what is the function of the maximum and minimum value, even though they are learn calculus 1 and calculus 2. So you can put in terms of simulation in a MATLAB, or instead of MATLAB, you can also in terms of Excel pun sebenarnya. So they can see if you do construct the simulator, means that the student can see the difference between, like say example, x squared plus 5x plus 2 with the 2x squared plus 5x plus 2, means that how the diverge of the slope and the diverge of the the square, it can be done, and the student can see visually how the shape of the graph. So meaning that through the simulator and through the simulation that we created through MATLAB and also GeoGebra and so on, and any other software, we can enhance student understandings and their interest toward mathematics subject. I mean, in tertiary, it's not mathematics lah, calculus, algebra, and so on.
Okay, yes, hopefully it answers the questions from Ibu Fadila. Thank you very much. Okay, Bapak Ibu and other participants, do you have more questions to Dr. Akmal? Okay, more questions, please, Ibu Farah.
Okay, thank you, Miss Fepti. Dr. Ahmad, we use various activities in class. Can learning outcome be achieved regarding the time? I mean that ada beberapa materi yang harus dikuasai siswa, dan apakah itu semuanya bisa tercapai kalau terlalu banyak aktivitas? Kurang lebih seperti itu. Miss Fepti, tolong dibantu. Terima kasih.
Okay.
Maknanya doktor fokus kepada undergraduate ke di sekolah?
Sekolah.
Oh, di sekolah. Okay, that's why in Malaysia, what we have done, some of the teacher, we also encourage the school students, school teachers, try to make it games and hands-on activity during the classroom settings. However, I agree with Dr. Farah. It takes a lot of times when the student to do the hands-on activity. That's the limitation of the hands-on activity and cross-activist approach. Yes, I so agree about that. That's why we encourage they can do several times or sometimes during the subject, during the classes. Meaning that tak semestinya tidak perlu setiap kali kelas buat perkara tersebut. Because macam saya kata tadi, meanings that the teacher can do several times or they can do in a weekend session. That is why in our setting here, some of the school have called us university students to conduct activity with the school students. So because some of the teachers in school also have a limitation how they can create the content and to make it in terms of outdoor activity. So therefore, we ask the school teacher to provide us the place, time, and venue so that we as a university partnership can conduct to the school student activity sometimes to the students. Okay, so my point here is not necessarily must be do every time in the classroom settings. You can do several kadang-kadang lah, kadang-kala boleh dibuat. Tidak wajib perlu sebab I believe that memang itulah that is the limitation of not only in Indonesia, in Malaysia also, our syllabus is too many, and what limitation of the teacher, they need to hurry to cover all the content, dan sekiranya mereka tidak berjaya menghabiskan syllabus, maka mereka akan di-question by the teacher, by the administrator lah, by the principal. So and ni berbahaya juga. Therefore, sekali-sekali kita boleh buat supaya motivate student learn how about the mathematics more interesting.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Akmal. Maybe we can implement that kind of activities for just brainstorming or warming up before coming to the main lesson, yes, in mathematics classroom. Okay, thank you. And then, okay, we have another question. Maybe it will be the last questions. Okay, from Pak Isbadar, lecturer in our department. Can you please give the example of fun activity in the undergraduate level when the lecturer teach mathematics to the students?
Okay, for my opinion, to create a fun activity with the student, we can involve so many ways lah. You can put as in terms of you need to put a fun activity and also curiosity. I give my experience conduct before I conduct and test the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Do you know what is a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game show? I'm not sure in Indonesia have that game show or not. If you go through the YouTube channel, there are Who Wants to Be a Millionaire being introduced by the US, and also several past year Malaysia also have conduct this game show. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is actually a game show, and there are questions and the students to answer based on the question from the MCQ question. So what I did in my classroom for the undergraduate to create orang kata fun way of teaching and learnings, and to test the idea they understand about my lesson, I have created a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game. Meaning that we put element of V, A, and K. So what is a V, what A, what K? V is a visual, element of visual, A auditory, and K is kinesthetics. Whenever we teaching to the students, either in undergraduate student or in school, we also emphasize our future teacher to conduct and emphasize VAK in conducting a lesson, because during visual auditory kinesthetic, it will affect their emotions, their cognitive and behavior when they do the activity. When we, like I mentioned just now, when I'm conducting the game of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I will bring my speaker. Okay, I will bring the LCD projector, they can see. And some of the question need they to discuss among their peers in a group. They are kinesthetic work. And based on the sound of the game, it will affect the environment of the students do in the lesson. Maknanya mereka seronok bermain ni sebabkan ada muzik-muzik tambahan yang saya bawa daripada permainan. That they will compete each other. It's actually a competition game lah. That one thing. And the second thing is actually kita meletakkan curiosity among the student. I give the example just now yang Fibonacci theorems, because in our for mathematics education department, we call as problem solving subject. And what we do, we emphasize the student about the heuristic, how they can do the several strategy in solving the problems. So after we have posed a very tough question, problem solving question, when we ask the student all the strategy that they can use to solve the problems. So we emphasize about the curiosity among them. That the first one about the problem solving. And second one is we emphasize also some of the element in the subjects. Like say, I mentioned just now, problem solving and also my subject, pedagogy and mathematics. We embedded the nurturing of the mathematics lesson by using a curiosity, which is through the activity. So like I mentioned just now about the Fibonacci theorem, even though they are undergraduate student, in my student, they doesn't know what is the application of the Fibonacci theorem. So what we do, we expose to them how all these theorem related with the application in daily life. After they know what is the application in daily life, therefore when they enter to the school in the future, they will do a same thing. Maknanya sekarang kami mendidik dulu kami punya future teacher supaya menghargai ilmu-ilmu konsep matematik dalam bentuk hands-on activity. A simple, macam saya kata tadi, Fibonacci theorem and so on. And then after that, when they go to school, they can conduct their own. Dan benda itu akan berantai. And it become a chain rule. Dia akan daripada from us to our undergraduate student, from undergraduate student to the school student. And this cycle will be repeating. That is our aim lah. The second point is actually introduce the student the mathematical concept or mathematical theory that the student doesn't know, and it be applicable to them. It will motivate them to learn mathematics.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Akmal, for the answer. Okay, Pak Isbadar, hopefully it answer your questions. Well, Bapak Ibu dan seluruh partisipan yang kami hormati, we come to the end of our international guest lecture. So we would like to say thank you very much for Dr. Nurul Akmal, who have presented very meaningful and insightful materials in this session to the students and also lectures in the Department of Mathematics Education, Universitas Islam Malang. So as our appreciation, we will show you and give you the certificate or the token of appreciation for you as a keynote speakers. Okay, Pak Alil, can you please share the token of appreciation, the certificates? Okay, still processing. Okay, so here is the token of appreciation for Dr. Akmal as the keynote speakers. So thank you, and thank you very much, Dr. Akmal, for sharing your ideas, your experiences, your findings, to our college and also students. So on behalf of mathematics educations in the master program Universitas Islam Malang, once again we extend our sincere gratitude for Dr. Nurul Akmal for sharing your expertise, and to all of you, the participant lecturers and the students, for your active participation and contribution in our international guest lecture. Of course, we always look forward to continue discussion and collaboration in the future time between mathematics education, in a master program, and also with the mathematics education department in UiTM Malaysia. So again, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day for you. Okay, so maybe before we close our meeting,
I'm also Miss, I'm also very appreciate and honored to share my experience in these sessions. Thank you so much. Akhir kata, saya mohon maaf sekiranya ada terkasar bahasa ataupun kekurangan sepanjang this international guest. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Akmal. Okay, so maybe before we close meeting, Ibu Surya Sari Faradibais, the head of the mathematics education, would like to say something or the closing remarks.
Kita foto bersama dulu ya. Terima kasih Dr. Akmal untuk waktunya. Mungkin kita bisa lanjutkan, ada beberapa penelitian terkait media pembelajaran di Mathematics Education di Indonesia. Kita akan sharing, mungkin nanti secara by email begitu, Dr. Akmal. Dan jika Dr. Akmal berkenan untuk mereview beberapa artikel dari kami terkait materi media pembelajaran dan sebagai co-author begitu, is okay?
Boleh. Bisa,
Oke.
Bu, bisa.
Oke, karena jika ada nama penulis dengan afiliasi dari luar negeri, maka artikel-artikel kami lebih apa ya? Lebih mudah to accept gitu. Oke, terima kasih. Ya. Jadi nanti akan kami kirim beberapa artikel untuk direview ya, Dr. Akmal.
Boleh.
Ya,
Bisa.
terima kasih.
Okay, I think it's good initiative from Ibu Farah to continue collaboration between Universitas Islam Malang and UiTM. Okay, so for the information for all the participants, please don't forget to fill in the Google form in relations to the attendance list for your attendance in our international CAS lecture, so that the committee will send you the certificates of your participation. Okay, Dr. Akmal, we also will send to your email about the token of appreciation we have showed just now. Okay, Dr. Akmal, so thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your contributions once again. And then all the participants, including the lecturers in the mathematics education, and also the students from bachelor and also from master degree program. Thank you for your cooperation and also contribution. We always look forward for your participation in the future opportunity. Thank you again. And let's close our meeting this afternoon by reciting Surat Al-Asr and continued by Surat Al-Fatihah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal asri inna al-insana lafi khusr. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Akmal and all the participants. Have a wonderful day. See you again next meeting. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
Thank you so
wabarakatuh.
much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Akmal.
Thank you
Thank
juga,
you,
Dokter.
Dr. Abdul. Thank
See
you
you,
very
see
much,
you.
Dr. Akmal.
Alright, thank you, Dokter.
Can I have your... Hah? Kesikat ya? Jalan nomor teleponnya aku, jalan nomor teleponnya.
Kak jelas wis badar iku rame ae.
Kan tadi ngomongnya wis ya. Tadi jalan nomor telepon WA rek. Busiki.
Want to
Oh,
practice
sorry.
English, want to practice English.